So high unemployment, simultaneously not enough workers. But those aren't the only problems we're facing right now. The biggest problem may be in this nation, Barack and Michelle Obama are still oppressed.
Anchorman Tucker Carlson, renowned for his fiery opinions and controversial monologues, was left utterly speechless during his latest show. His guest dropped a bombshell allegation about former First Lady Michelle Obama, leaving audiences visibly stunned and on the edge of their seats, eager for more details. This unexpected revelation not only sent shockwaves through the studio, but also ignited a flurry of reactions across social media platforms. The bombshell claim, wrapped in mystery and controversy, promises to challenge the public's perception of Michelle Obama, a figure widely revered for her poise, intelligence, and tireless advocacy work. Get ready, because what you're about to hear will leave you baffled. Michelle Obama's resilient legacy.
Come back, everybody! We're here with the one and only Michelle Obama now.
Michelle LaVaughn Robinson Obama was born on January 17, 1964, in Chicago, Illinois, raised on the south side of Chicago. Michelle grew up in a tight-knit family. Her father, Fraser Robinson III, worked at a city water plant and was also active in local politics as a Democratic precinct captain. Her mother, Marion Shields Robinson,
I would like to be like Michelle Obama.
Initially worked as a secretary at Spiegel's catalog store before becoming a full-time homemaker. Their home on South Euclid Avenue was modest, but filled with love and strong values. Michelle's family history is a tapestry of resilience and determination. Her paternal great-great-grandfather, Jim Robinson, was born into slavery in South Carolina in 1850. After the Civil War, he gained his freedom at the age of 15. His legacy of overcoming adversity lived on in the Robinson family, some of whom still reside in the Georgetown area. Michelle's paternal grandfather, Fraser Robinson Jr., built his own house in South Carolina and later retired there with his wife LaVaughn, returning from Chicago. On her maternal side, Michelle's great-great-great-grandmother, Melvinia Dorsey Shields, was born into slavery in South Carolina. After being sold to Henry Walls Shields, a farmer in Georgia, Melvinia had a biracial son named Adolphus T. Shields around 1860. Historical research suggests that Adolphus's father was likely Charles Marion Shields, the son of Melvinia's master. Despite the difficult circumstances, Melvinia and her family managed to move to Birmingham, Alabama after the Civil War, and some descendants eventually settled in Chicago, where Michelle's parents met and married. Michelle's early years were characterized by a stable family life. Her family rented their home from Michelle's great-aunt, who lived on the first floor while the Robinsons occupied the upper level. Michelle's childhood was filled with ordinary joys and activities. She attended elementary school just down the street and enjoyed playing games like Monopoly, reading books, and spending time with her extended family. Her great-aunt, a piano teacher, taught her how to play the piano, which became one of her cherished hobbies. The Robinson family attended South Shore United Methodist Church and enjoyed vacations in a rustic cabin in White Cloud, Michigan. Michelle and her older brother, Craig, excelled academically from a young age. They skipped the second grade, and Michelle joined a gifted class by sixth grade. Her father's battle with multiple sclerosis had a profound impact on her, instilling a determination to excel in school and avoid trouble. At Whitney Young High School, Chicago's first magnet high school, Michelle faced a long commute from her South Side home to the near West Side. Despite the challenges, she was on the honor roll for 4 years, took advanced placement classes, was a member of the National Honor Society, and served as student council treasurer.
So I had to raise them to be stand-up young people on their own.
She graduated in 1981 as the salutatorian of her class. Michelle's educational journey continued at Princeton University, where she entered in 1981. She majored in sociology and minored in African American studies. Her time at Princeton was marked by both personal and academic challenges. Despite facing some resistance from classmates who were skeptical of her presence due to her race and economic background, Michelle became actively involved in campus life. She worked with the Third World Center, now known as the Carl A. Field Center, which supported minority students, and ran a daycare center that provided after-school tutoring. Her senior thesis, titled Princeton Educated Blacks and the Black Community, examined the experiences of African American alumni from Princeton. Following her undergraduate studies, Michelle pursued a law degree at Harvard Law School, where she earned her Juris Doctor in 1988. Her confidence grew during her time at Harvard, and she was determined to demonstrate her capabilities. She became involved in advocacy for hiring minority professors and worked for the Harvard Legal Aid Bureau, assisting low-income tenants with housing issues. Michelle's time at Harvard solidified her belief that she could succeed and make a difference, regardless of the challenges she faced. Michelle's professional career began at the law firm Sidley Austin, where she met Barack Obama, who would later become her husband. They married in 1992 and had 2 daughters, Malia and Sasha. Michelle transitioned from law to nonprofit work and academia, serving as the Associate Dean of Student Services at the University of Chicago, and later as Vice President for Community and External Affairs at the University of Chicago Medical Center. When Barack Obama was elected President of the United States in 2008, Michelle became the First Lady, serving from 2009 to 2017. As the first African-American woman to hold the position,
so he walks out, and usually the first car up is the president, right? And he goes walking to the first car.
she broke new ground and became a role model for many. Michelle used her platform to advocate for various causes, including poverty awareness, education, nutrition, physical activity, and healthy eating. She played a key role in her husband's presidential campaigns in 2008 and 2012, supporting his vision and policies. Throughout her tenure as First Lady, Michelle Obama was known for her dedication to making a positive impact on American society. Her work emphasized the importance of education, healthy living, and community service. Her personal journey from a modest upbringing to the White House inspired many and highlighted her commitment to improving the lives of others. Michelle Obama's legacy is marked by her resilience, leadership, and unwavering dedication to making a difference. Tucker Carlson's journey to journalistic fame. Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson, born on May 16, 1969, is a well-known American conservative commentator and writer. He gained fame as the host of Tucker Carlson Tonight, a nightly political talk show on Fox News, which he led from 2016 to 2023. After leaving Fox News, Carlson started a new show called Tucker on the social media platform X. He is a strong supporter of former United States President Donald Trump and has been called one of the biggest promoters of Trump's ideas. Many people view him as the most influential voice in conservative media. Carlson began his career in the media during the 1990s, writing for publications like The Weekly Standard. He became a commentator for a cable news network from 2000 to 2005, where he also co-hosted the network's debate show, Crossfire. Later, he moved to Microsoft National Broadcasting Company, where he hosted a nightly program called Tucker.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. One of the hallmarks of people who were telling the truth.
From 2005 to 2008. In 2009, Carlson joined Fox News as a political analyst, appearing on different shows before starting his own. In 2010, he co-founded The Daily Caller, a right-wing news website, and served as its first editor-in-chief until he sold his stake and left the site in 2020. He has also authored 3 books: Politicians, Partisans, and Parasites in 2003, Ship of Fools in 2018, and The Long Slide in 2021. Carlson is known for promoting certain far-right views and has been described as a key figure in white grievance politics. he has pushed controversial ideas into mainstream discussions, often involving conspiracy theories about various topics. These include claims about demographic changes, COVID-19, the January 6th Capitol attack, and alleged Ukrainian bioweapons. Carlson has made several false and misleading statements about these issues and others.
Well, the fact that you use firewood in the first place suggests you're not totally modern.
His comments on race, immigration, and women, some of which were made on air between 2006 and 2011, have been criticized as racist and sexist. These remarks led to boycotts from advertisers of his show, Tucker Carlson Tonight. In April 2023, Fox News unexpectedly dismissed Carlson and canceled his show. By that time, Tucker Carlson Tonight was one of the most watched cable news programs in the country. Carlson was also involved in a defamation lawsuit against Fox News, filed by Dominion Voting Systems. The lawsuit claimed that Fox News broadcasted false statements about Dominion's voting machines. Fox News settled the case for $787.5 million and had to publicly acknowledge that the statements made on Carlson's show were false. Carlson has been a vocal critic of immigration policies and has shifted from being an economic libertarian to supporting protectionist policies. In 2004, he changed his stance on the Iraq War, previously supporting it, but later expressing skepticism about United States foreign interventions. Carlson has also influenced some of Trump's presidential decisions, such as canceling a military strike against Iran in 2019, dismissing John Bolton as National Security Advisor the same year, and commuting Roger Stone's prison sentence in 2020. He has occasionally criticized Trump when he felt Trump was moving away from his core ideas. Carlson has often defended Russian President Vladimir Putin. In February 2024, he became the first Western journalist to interview Putin since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. Michelle's role in presidential campaign. In a 1996 interview, Michelle Obama shared her thoughts on the possibility of her husband starting a political career. She mentioned that there was a strong chance he might dive into politics, but admitted she was wary of the whole process. Michelle was a private person, and she knew that their lives would come under intense scrutiny if her husband entered the political arena. Early in her husband's political journey, Michelle was involved in campaigning activities like shaking hands and raising funds. However, she wasn't thrilled about these tasks at first. During Barack Obama's 2000 campaign for the United States House of Representatives, her boss at the University of Chicago asked her if there was anything she liked about campaigning. After thinking it over, she mentioned that visiting people's homes had given her some fresh decorating ideas. Michelle wasn't enthusiastic about her husband running for Congress, and after his defeat, she felt it would be better for him to focus on supporting the family financially in a more practical way. When the 2008 presidential campaign rolled around,
and look, there were plenty of moments when Hillary could have decided that this work was too hard.
Michelle initially had concerns about how the campaign might negatively impact their daughters. To support her husband's bid, she negotiated that he would quit smoking, which he agreed to. She saw her role in the campaign as not being a senior advisor, but more as a supportive figure. During the campaign, she talked about race and education, using her experiences as a mother as a foundation. In May 2007, just a few months after Barack announced his candidacy, Michelle cut back her professional work by 80% to support the campaign. At the beginning, she was only able to attend political events 2 days a week and rarely stayed overnight. However, by early February 2008, she became much more involved, attending 33 events in just 8 days. Michelle also appeared alongside Oprah Winfrey.
Women's rights, we got this all figured out. I'm already equal. I'm good.
At several events. She took the time to write her own speeches for the campaign and usually spoke from memory rather than using notes. During the campaign, some critics tried to label Michelle Obama as an angry black woman, and certain websites pushed this negative image. Michelle responded by saying that she and her husband had been in the public eye for years and had developed a thick skin. She understood that criticism was part of the process and chose to handle it gracefully. By August 2008, during the Democratic National Convention, Michelle's approach had softened compared to the start of the campaign. She focused more on listening to and empathizing with people rather than challenging them. Her interviews on shows like The View and in magazines like Ladies' Home Journal, along with her more casual clothing choices, aimed to present a more relatable image. This change in strategy was partly to improve her public image, and her appearance on The View received significant media attention. Michelle Obama's role in the 2008 presidential campaign was her first major exposure to national politics.
Studying hard for every test, even if it's not your favorite subject. It means...
And she was initially the least well-known of the candidates' spouses. In the beginning, she shared stories about family life, but as the media started highlighting her sarcasm, she toned it down. Maureen Dowd of the New York Times critiqued Michelle's approach, suggesting that making fun of her husband might undermine his image. Dowd argued that it might be unwise to strip away the mystique surrounding him. At the 2008 Democratic National Convention, Michelle's brother, Craig Robinson, introduced her. During her speech, she aimed to showcase her family as a symbol of the American dream. She emphasized the values of hard work, keeping promises, and treating people with dignity and respect. Michelle also addressed a previous comment about feeling proud of her country for the first time, which had been criticized. Her keynote address was well received and boosted her favorability among Americans to 55%, the highest it had been. On October 6, 2008, Michelle was asked if she thought the American public had moved past racial biases, known as the Bradley effect. She felt that her husband's nomination was a strong indication of progress. That same night, she appeared on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, where she deflected criticism of her husband. A controversial comment from Fox News' Edith Hill about the Obama's celebratory fist bump led to Hill being removed from the air and the show being canceled. In the 2012 re-election campaign, Michelle took a more active role. By 2011, she was more engaged than she had been in 2008, though she preferred to stay away from direct discussions about the re-election. Her public image had become more open and relatable. Many saw her as the most popular member of the Obama administration, with her approval ratings consistently above 60% since entering the White House. Michelle's positive image played a significant role in the re-election campaign, but there was a challenge to use her popularity without diminishing it. Although she was seen as a polarizing figure with both strong supporters and critics, her image had improved since the 2008 campaign. Before the first debate of the election cycle, Michelle expressed confidence in her husband's debating skills. However, he was criticized for appearing disengaged during the debate with Mitt Romney, which some thought Romney won. After Michelle's speech at the 2012 Democratic National Convention, a Columbia Broadcasting System New York Times poll showed her favorability rating among registered voters at 61%, the highest it had been since April 2009. Michelle aimed to humanize her husband by sharing personal stories and trying to connect with female voters in swing states. Paul Harris from The Guardian noted that both Michelle Obama and Ann Romney used similar tactics. Despite higher favorability ratings, media comparisons between Michelle and Ann Romney continued until the election. As Michelle Cottle of Newsweek pointed out, ultimately, voters didn't vote for the First Lady. Welfare work. In May 2017, Michelle Obama spoke out at the Partnership for a Healthier America conference, criticizing the Trump administration for delaying new rules that aim to improve the nutrition standards for school lunches. Later that June, at the Worldwide Developers Conference event in Silicon Valley, California, she urged technology companies to hire more women to make their teams more diverse. In July, Obama paid tribute to Eunice Shriver at the 2017 Excellence in Sports Performance Yearly Awards. The following September, she made headlines at a tech conference in Utah, where she accused the Trump administration of creating a fearful atmosphere in the White House. She also appeared in a video for the Global Citizens Festival, calling for increased focus on educating young girls, and attended the Inbound 2017 conference in Boston. On October 3rd, Obama spoke at the Philadelphia Conference for Women, pointing out that a lack of diversity in politics led to a growing distrust among lawmakers and the public. In November, she discussed gender disparities with Elizabeth Alexander at the Obama Foundation Summit in Chicago, and gave a speech at the Bushnell Center for the Performing Arts in Hartford, Connecticut. In April 2018, when rumors circulated about a possible presidential run, Obama clarified that she had never been passionate about politics and that many other women were more inclined to pursue political careers. On January 2, 2021, Obama encouraged residents of Georgia to vote in the state's runoff United States Senate election and urged them to contact Vote Riders, an organization that helps people get the necessary ID to vote. On January 20, 2021, Obama and her husband attended Joe Biden's inauguration. For the occasion, Michelle wore a matching plum outfit designed by Sergio Hudson. In 2021, Michelle Obama was honored with an induction into the National Women's Hall of Fame. On April 28, 2023, Obama joined Bruce Springsteen on stage in Barcelona, where she and actress Kate Capshaw provided backing vocals and played the tambourine for Springsteen's song Glory Days. Michelle Obama's memoir, Becoming, was released in November 2018 and quickly became a bestseller, selling 11.5 million copies by November 2019. A documentary about her book tour, also titled Becoming, premiered on Netflix on May 6, 2020. The documentary won her a Grammy Award for Best Audiobook, Narration and Storytelling Recording. Michelle Obama's podcast and further endeavors. In July 2020, Obama launched the Michelle Obama Podcast. She also took on the role of executive producer and presenter for the children's cooking show Waffles Plus Mochi, which debuted on Netflix on March 16, 2021. On September 11, 2021, the Obamas marked the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks at a memorial event. Recently, Regina Hicks signed a deal with Netflix, alongside Michelle and Barack Obama's Higher Ground production company, to develop comedy projects. At the first Children's and Family Emmy Awards, Obama received 2 awards: Outstanding Short-Form Program for We the People and Outstanding Preschool Animated Series for Ada Twist Scientist. Michelle Obama also made guest appearances on television shows like iCarly, Parks and Recreation, NCIS, and Blackish, earning a nomination for a Black Reel Award for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Comedy Series. She produced the documentary film Crip Camp and the biographical drama Rustin. On July 21, 2022, it was announced that Obama's next book, The Light We Carry, Overcoming in Uncertain Times, would be released in November 2022 by Penguin Random House. In 2023, she was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Hosted Nonfiction Series, or Special, for the Netflix documentary The Light We Carry, Michelle Obama and Oprah Winfrey. Is Michelle Obama running for president? Recently, there have been rumors that Michelle Obama might be considering a run for president. However, these rumors aren't really coming from Democrats who want her to run. Instead, they're being pushed by some Republicans who seem to want to set up a showdown between Michelle Obama and Vice President Kamala Harris. Amicia Cross, a political strategist, shared these thoughts during a discussion on Cuomo. A Reuters Ipsos poll released on July 2, 2024, showed that Michelle Obama was the only Democrat who could potentially defeat Trump, with 50% of voters supporting her compared to 39% for Trump. Additionally, 55% of voters had a favorable view of Obama, while 42% viewed Trump positively. Cross, who used to work on Obama's campaign, thinks that the push for Michelle Obama to run is more about creating an opportunity to criticize her, rather than genuinely wanting her as a candidate. According to Cross, Michelle Obama has shown absolutely no interest in running for president at any level. Instead of entering the race herself, Cross believes that Michelle Obama will likely support Kamala Harris, possibly by helping with fundraising and other campaign efforts. Meanwhile, Vice President Harris is already making headlines with her campaign. She has been emphasizing her people-first approach during her speeches, like the one she gave in Milwaukee. Former President Barack Obama has expressed his support for President Joe Biden, stepping aside, but he hasn't yet endorsed Harris, the likely Democratic nominee. Cross thinks that Obama is just waiting out of respect for Biden, and that he'll probably show his support for Harris soon after Biden's scheduled address. As for Kamala Harris's campaign, she's off to a strong start. In just a few days, she's managed to raise tens of millions of dollars, setting a record for early fundraising. Cross believes that this impressive start will help Harris as she heads toward the November election. According to Cross, there are many people already working hard for Harris across the country, knocking on doors and rallying support in various communities. What Tucker Carlson has to say about Michelle Obama. You'd think that with so much on their plate, like trying to reclaim the White House, gaining more seats in Congress, and defending former President Donald Trump from every possible angle, conservatives would be too busy to focus on anything else. But Republicans always find time to go after their favorite targets, Barack and Michelle Obama. Even though Barack Obama faced incredible hostility throughout his presidency, he managed to serve 2 full terms and left office with high approval ratings. The vitriol he faced ranged from accusations of not being born in the United States to outrageous comparisons of Michelle Obama to a monkey. Despite this, after leaving the White House, Obama mostly stayed out of the political limelight. However, his fiercest critics still have a bone to pick with him and his wife. Recently, Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly, both former Fox News stars who have now turned to social media to stir up controversy, have taken aim at the Obamas in particularly odd ways. Carlson recently shared an interview with Larry Sinclair, a convicted con artist who claimed to have had a drug-fueled affair with Barack Obama in the late 1990s. This interview, which is full of wild, unverified claims, seems designed to inflame the homophobic right and dredge up scandalous accusations against Obama, potentially casting doubt on his entire legacy. Meanwhile, Megyn Kelly, another former Fox News personality, has been promoting the bizarre idea that the Obamas are secretly running the country as part of a shadow puppet scheme. She also criticized Michelle Obama, suggesting she doesn't like America simply because Michelle had once said she was proud of her country only after Barack's presidential campaign began. This reflects a persistent belief among some conservatives that black people can't criticize America's inequalities without being seen as unpatriotic. Despite Michelle Obama's impressive career, she went from a working-class background on the south side of Chicago to earning degrees from Princeton and Harvard Law and working in public service. Some still find fault with her. Kelly, for instance, took issue with Michelle's decision to straighten her hair during her time as First Lady, arguing that it was a sign of her lack of faith in America's promise. This criticism overlooks the reality that natural black hair has long been politicized and judged in ways that straightened hair is not. The reality is, Michelle Obama's approval rating was high even after leaving the White House, and her popularity continues to worry some conservatives. The backlash against her and her husband highlights a broader trend where the success and visibility of black women in politics and public life provoke strong reactions from some quarters. This is evident in the backlash faced by other prominent black figures like Vice President Kamala Harris, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, and former Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams. For some conservatives, the Obamas seem to embody a broader fear of shifting power dynamics, especially the growing influence of black women. This anxiety manifests in a persistent and intense dislike, which continues to drive some right-wing media figures to make outlandish claims and criticisms. As Carlson and Kelly continue their efforts to stoke outrage and controversy, their diminishing influence is evident. Some liberals are calling their attempts to revive their careers by targeting the Obamas are part of a familiar pattern, using racial animus and sensationalism to grab attention and hold on to their fading audiences. We hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.